What is up, Who Dat Nation? My name is Andrew, and this is the Who Dat discussion, and we're going to be doing our second film study today on free agent tight ends. Obviously, the Saints will be looking into the free agent market for this tight end position. Last year, not a lot of great things from the tight end position. Ben Watson seemed like a kind of filler for the Saints. The Saints didn't get much production out of anyone else. They had undrafted free agent Dan Arnold and also tight end Josh Hill also contribute, but this whole group, I think, to me, underperformed. And if the Saints, a major point where they can get better is the skill position group of the tight ends. To me, they need a better pass catcher out of there. And we're going to look at some options that can maybe fill that role in this film study. We're going to be looking at three tight ends. One is going to be Jared Cook. The second's going to be Tyler Eifert, and then the third one's going to be Jesse James. Basically, we're going to go in order of which one I like the most to the one I like least and why. I'm going to show you through the film studies, and we are going to start with our first tight end and my favorite tight end, Jared Cook. So we're going to get right into the film. So this is the Raiders' first game of the season. It is against the Los Angeles Rams, and I'm going to show you guys Jared Cook's first play and first catch of the season here. And to me, it just shows such great things of what he's able to do and how he would be a huge upgrade over the Saints tight ends from 2018. So first, I'm just going to watch you guys can watch from both angles, and then we're going to break it down. It's just a really, really nice play, especially after the catch for a tight end to do that. I mean, just really good. I'll show you guys it from this angle too, but this is just a really nice, first of all, really nice route. It's a really nice run after catch as well, and he beats a lot of people. I mean, the field vision there hits a nice, good hole that maybe some other players weren't able to hit. But to me, just in a really nice play. And when you bring it back to here, I mean, we're just going to now break it down. So first, I mean, it's going to be man coverage, and Derek Carr and the Raiders, they're going to see that right when he options out Lynch, and then you could see he's going to have him, he's going to have him, he is going to be Derek Cook, who's our tight end here, he's going to have him, and then Lynch is going to run the deep route. Our guy, Jared Cook, on a really nice slant route, gets open as we see later. This guy, he's going to run this kind of vertical route here, and then also he's just going to run a nice curl route. And yeah, it leaves us one-on-one. Definitely Cook is their guy right here on this play. Cook's their guy to go to. There's going to be some open space. And, they're only playing this one deep safety here, and he's probably supposed to help, but he plays back like this. He doesn't recognize this one-on-one coverage right away, and they're really hoping that their five-man pressure system right here by this guy's going to rush, this guy's going to rush, this guy's going to rush, and this guy's going to rush. They hope they can get to the quarterback, but that was just not the case. So watching this play carry out, I mean, it's just, to me, a really good job by Cook. It really shows a couple of things for me. Number one, he's a really good route runner. Completely shakes off this linebacker. It's too easy. And I don't think Saints tight ends last year can do that. They were getting guarded by tight ends pretty easily. He does really good things at the line of scrimmage. And then also, once he wins, it's an easy pitch and catch. But like some, tight ends, that's 10 yards. But then he finds that crease right through there, and he gets a huge gain. And you know why he does that? Because he sees the field really well. Really great field vision. He's really good after the catch. And this is why he was a Pro Bowl tight end. He was able to do so many good things here. And this is just, it's the first play of the year. And he wins right off the line, beats number 20, and then beats basically 5 guys down the field. And it's a foot race. And a tight end is winning that foot race. That should not be the case. Really good job by Jared Cook. And to me, it just shows his ability, his really playmaking ability too. And we're going to see that in our next play as well. But he is so good at winning routes. And look, winning, really good route runner, wins off the line of scrimmage really well. And then also his, yards after catch is going to be really high because his field vision is really outstanding. So now our next play is going to be in the second quarter. It's the first play of the second quarter, and it's again just a really, really good play, and it's going to show his playmaking ability. So I'm going to show you guys the play, and then we will break it down. Just what a play. And there's a flag because they held on him. And didn't matter because he just makes a wonderful play. Watching it from this angle, just again, it's not even the best throw, but I mean, it's really strong hands, and he makes a play on it. So let's break it down here. First of all, really it's going to be a play action, and again, the Rams are going to be playing this one-on-one with the safety over the top here. These guys, they're going to be reading the quarterback's eyes, see what he does, and they're going to really take these short routes, and it's really man-on-man throughout. And here, he's going to be Jared Cook. He's going to be against a cornerback. That's really hard. He's against Keem Talib, and he makes a really nice play, strong hands, and Talib, he commits a penalty, so it would have been at that spot anyways. But Cook is able to haul it in. Amazing catch. That just shows how strong hands he has, the great hands he has, and it just shows the great job that he was able to do. So when you're looking at these routes, first of all, we're going to have this guy out here. He's going to run a little double move, stop, and then he goes. So it's a really, again, kind of a clear out route here. If he's open, I bet he passes it, but he really isn't. It's a really good job by them. Then we're going to have our guy, Jared Cook. He's going to run the deep out route here, and he does a really good job at getting open, and he does get open. It's not the best throw, and he still, with the strong hands and through a penalty, is able to make a really good play. This receiver here on the outside, he is going to run a in-route, basic stuff here. And then also, we're looking at our running back and fullback. They're basically going to run these little, he's going to run this little out route here, and he's going to run this little out route. Basically, it's like a shallow play right out of the backfield. It's check down routes there. Now we're going to look how it really progresses through. Right now, you see that they're going to play one-on-one. They still have this safety over the top, and the Rams do a pretty good job at covering this play, but Cook against a cornerback makes a really, really nice play. And we're going to do the second angle to get a better look at it. But that's a really, really good play. He makes a really nice play on the ball against Akeem Talib, who's a top cornerback in this league, and he can do it on cornerbacks. And now, in the last play we saw, he can do it on linebackers, and he makes a play on it, and to me, just a really good job there. And again, it's very, very solid play, and that's really what we're seeing out of Jared Cook. So here is our next and final play for Jared Cook. To me, he definitely is the best tight end out here, especially receiving tight end, because I think the Saints are pretty good blocking tight ends with Josh Hill, but I think they definitely need help with the receiving. And what we've seen from Jared Cook is really good route running, really good play after catch, and his hands extremely, extremely strong. And this is going to show, again, his route making ability. He does so many good things there, and it's a really good job by Jared Cook. So here we're going to look at the play. I'll show it to you guys, and then we're going to break it down. What a play. He made him fall down. I'll let you guys watch it from the other angle. But he makes him fall down. It's a really, really nice route. It's a really good job by Cook to make that cornerback bite. It really looks like he's going to run the slant route. Nope. And he makes number 28 fall down in the process for an easy touchdown. So when looking at this play, we are going to break it down. So first, looking at it, Carr, he drops back into this shotgun, and looking on the outside, it's going to be man coverage, but they're going to disguise it really well. It kind of looks like zone out of the bat, but they're actually going to bring a blitz and then play man coverage, and it really doesn't work out. This safety, he's going to have to roll all the way over here. It just doesn't work, and it's a really tough play to cover, especially when it's one-on-one like that, and you have a receiving tight end like Jared Cook, who's such a good route runner. But when looking at the routes, we are seeing really, it's very simple because this play is to Jared Cook. They're going to need Jared Cook to make a play. This receiver out here is just going to run a simple curl route. He's going to run this seam route, and then you have Jared Cook's going to run the stop and go route, and this guy bites really hard, and Cook, finishes this amazing. And watching as this play develops, we see that Jared Cook, look at this. Ooh, that's just breaking ankles by a tight end, and then the great celebration after. And it just shows, it's great play recognition by Jared Carr for sure. But this one-on-one coverage against a cornerback, Jared Cook eats it up. And it's not even like he used his size here. He used his agility and great route running. And people say, and he's also a great blocker. We didn't really show that here. But he is also an amazing blocker, and it really shows why he is a really all-around, I think, top 10, top 8 tight end here. He was a Pro Bowler last year. I think he could even get into that top 5 range. He's a really good player, and I hope he can bring his talents to the Saints. The Saints are going to have to pry him away from the Raiders. I think he probably likes the Raiders system, but if he wants to win a Super Bowl, go to the Saints, have a really, really good 3-year seasons here, win a Super Bowl, and really become one of the great tight ends in this game. And he's getting older, so he's not going to have a chance to win a Super Bowl if he stays with the Raiders long term, because of the Raiders. They're just not that good of a team here. But he, time and time again, he's been really consistent. You know what you're getting out of him. And this was his career year, and he had 900 yards. But this was with a really, really bad Raiders team. Put him on the Saints, I think he can have a 1,000-yard season, 10 touchdowns maybe, and he's going to have a really good season. And you just show it. That's a really good route. The vertical routes are there, which I think the Saints need. The slant, short-range routes are there. He's a very diverse route tree, which as a tight end, you don't see that a lot. And to me, he's just a really, really good player. So now on to our second tight end we're going to look at, and that is Tyler Eifert. He's going to be a free agent this year as he was last year. He's been riddled by injuries, but he had one season where he had 13 touchdowns. He was a Pro Bowler that year. He's a huge receiving threat, and if he was able to stay healthy in the Saints system, I think he'd be able to be a really, really solid tight end. So now let's look at some film of last year's games. It's going to be 2 games, 2 plays, and both are going to be against NFC South opponents, and just what he did on these plays. It's going to be a lot what Cook does, and I think Eifert and Cook, when healthy, are very similar receiving-wise, but obviously Cook is a much better blocker. So here, looking at this play, it's going to be in the third quarter. The Bengals are down by 14 points. They're going to need to get a comeback here, and Eifert's going to help that with this play. So I'm going to let you guys watch the play, and then we're going to replay it back and break it down. Wow, what a catch. It's a great play. So when playing it back here, we see a lot of things when you play it all the way from the beginning here. And so you're looking at their set. They're gonna option out here CJ Uzma. So he goes from the line, and he shifts out to the right side of the field all the way up. And right about here, we're going to see that the Panthers are going to be playing man coverage. He's going to play over the top, and they're going to bring a little of a blitz here. So to me, just a really, really good play, and it's really just seam routes all around. So you can see here, Uzma over here, he's going to run this seam route. Then we're going to have our guy, Eifert, he's over here. It's a little blurry, but that's our guy, Eifert, and he's just going to run this seam route right up here. And obviously it's going to go a little farther, but that's a trajectory. And it's the same on the outside here. He's going to run this seam route, and then he is going to run the seam route. And it's a very, very simple route, and really route concept. And he's going to end up blocking this guy over here. So he's just going to end up being like a blocker type guy. And then they're really going to be able to make the pass here, and it's just basic man-to-man coverage. He's going to get him, so it's just him on him. Then we're going to have This 42 over here, he's going to be on Eifert, and then just one-on-one on the outside. This safety over here, he's going to just play deep and help one side. And it's very simple. The Panthers play pretty simple because they have such great linebackers with Kuechly, and they used to have Thomas Davis before he retired this year. And I think that's going to be a big thing for the Saints, especially if they get Eifert. If you can get him on one-on-one spots, he's going to be really, really successful. But here, back to the play. We're going to see it develop, and it's just going to be, it's a pretty good throw by Dalton, not the best, and we're going to see right here, Eifert's going to just high point the ball over the safety. So we've seen overall, Cook, he went up against cornerbacks and linebackers, and here we're going to see Eifert go up against the safety, high point the ball, strong hands, keeps the ball, but because this guy, the safety, is knocking at it. It's a really good try by the safety, and Eifert, strong hands, and brings it in. It's a wonderful play here, and to me, it shows what a great receiving tight end can do. He hauls it in, keeps it until the ground. It's a catch completely, and seeing it from this angle to me just shows the catch here, and it's just a really, really nice play. And like the Saints, they didn't have that play last year, and if they did, it was one of few. It was just, for me to get that up the seam play by the tight end, we haven't seen in a while. Eifert's a big guy, but he's also really fast down the seam, and to me, we haven't seen a player like Eifert here, especially receiving for tight ends, since Jimmy Graham. I think that's the same with Cook, but more so Eifert. I think Eifert has a huge upside in the receiving if he could stay healthy. That's his only thing. He only played 4 games last year, and before that, I think he played like 1 game. He just hasn't been healthy his whole career, really, but when he was healthy, played a full season, he had 13 touchdowns, and you could definitely see that. But now, on to our next play. It's going to be the next game here, and it's the Bengals and the Falcons, obviously huge Saints rivals, and he's going to show the Bengals, and why Falcons fans are going to be scared to him if he would be able to come down and play for the Saints. When looking at it here, beginning of the game, first quarter, 8 minutes left, and it's the first drive for the Bengals, but I'll let you guys see the play. It's a really nice play in the red zone for a touchdown, and then we're going to break it down. So it puts in motion there. And again, a really nice route. He makes him bite, kind of like that Jared Cook play. It's a very similar route, and he just makes him bite here. I think this is a better angle here. You could see him just, it's a really good route. He really fakes number 34 into saying that he was going to do that little out route, and then instead he goes up, the little out and up route, up the seam, and it gets him a touchdown. It's kind of like that route Cook ran, but I think he actually ran it better. But when bringing back now the play and breaking this thing down, I think when you're looking at it right away, you got to look at the routes that these players are running. Again, a pretty simple route concept here by the Bengals, and when you're looking at it, you have Tyler Boyd here. He's going to run this out and up. Everyone's running an out and up here, so Tyler Boyd, he's going to run out and up. When you're looking at AJ Green, he's going to be running the out and up here, and you're looking down here, our guy Tyler Eifert, he's going to be running out and up. He ends up scoring the touchdown. He gets completely fooled here on the Falcons, and to me this just showed it's a really good route, especially run by a tight end. It's really good. And then also CJ Uzma, he is also going to run the out and up. So everyone's running an out and up here. They're going to end up, and our running back's going to be blocking here, and then really they're going to be, they're rushing 5. It's going to be a delayed blitz, and I think that gets them kind of messed up. The communication isn't the best, but Eifert in a one-on-one scenario, maybe it shouldn't have been one-on-one, maybe he was supposed to have help, but he doesn't, and in a one-on-one scenario, again against the safety, he's going to win every time. So you're going to see he's going to run a simple out and up. This guy right here, he's going to really bait on it, and then he's going to, it's really over here, he really baits on it over here. Sorry about this mark over here, but he's really going to bait on an out route on the out part, and then Eifert's going to go up. He's playing the deep safety, but he's really helping with AJ Green back here. So it's really left one-on-one on this side of the field. Dalton sees that. The blitz is really able to pick that up, and this is going to be a touchdown. It's a really nice play by the Bengals and a really nice play by Eifert to win a one-on-one matchup. Very hard to do for a tight end, especially speed-wise against a safety, and he wins it. He outruns that safety. It's a really nice play, a really nice route, and this route running and playmaking ability is going to be so helpful for the Saints, who haven't seen this since Jimmy Graham, and I think we can all say that. Ben Watson's a great tight end, and he's good. He's like average at everything. And look, Tyler Eifert's not going to be a good blocker, and Benjamin Watson's a better blocker, but what Tyler Eifert can give on the receiving end, I don't think he'd be the worst option. I'm all for Jared Cook because I think he's just as good, even better blocker than Benjamin Watson, but he's obviously, I think, a much better receiver than Watson, and I think he'd be a huge upgrade overall. So that's what I think of Eifert, but just letting this play finish out, we're going to see, it's a great play. He's able to get 2 feet down as well, which is it's just a really nice play. The playmaking for a tight end to do that, he deserves to do that celebration there. Goes in motion. Dalton recognizes one-on-one. He beats him on the route, gets his feet down, and again, just a really good play. So now we're going to look at our final tight end of this film study, and it's going to be Jesse James of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who's also a free agent going into the 2019 offseason. And when you're looking at James, to me, there are going to be a lot of things that stand out. A couple things that just, I think, are not there for him yet. He's a young player, but this is why I just don't think the Saints should go after him. He doesn't really have a big route tree, is what we're going to see. He's good at finding places in the zone, but doesn't really run routes. He runs basically little seam routes. Sometimes he runs like out routes, but then sometimes he can do a little out and up, as we're going to see a little later. The good thing is his playmaking ability is really high. He's great yards after catch, great field vision like Jared Cook we saw earlier. But to me, also his hands are problems, and his blocking definitely needs work here. It's not the worst, but it's not good. So to me, it's going to be a work in progress for them, and I'd be surprised if the Saints go after him. But we're going to put in the film and break it down. So this first play is kind of a negative play. It is a negative play for him, and I'm going to show it to you guys, and then we're going to break it down. Yeah, so it is a pretty tough play here by Jesse James. Look, it's a play set up to go to him. It's kind of that screen pass. He's running basically like a little go pattern, I guess. It's basically a screen to him. They're bringing a blitz. They bring a lot of pressure. I think they're going to end up bringing 5 guys. So, it's not a lot of pressure, but it's pressure, and a screen's good here. He catches this ball, and he definitely has some space. But the bad thing is, it's not really there for him right now because he drops the ball, and if you let it play, it's really a bad mistake by him. Why? Because he's looking down the field, he's not looking at the ball, and the discipline's not there when looking at the hands. We're looking at Tyler Eifert and saying he's really good hands. Well, it's just not there. The discipline's really not there for Jesse James yet. I'm not saying that he can't be a great tight end. Everyone's saying he was underutilized, which, he's split snaps. It was 50-50, him and Vance McDonald last year. But there's a reason he was splitting snaps. And the Saints going into a win-now year in 2019, I don't want them to be getting a guy that needs work. Why don't you just draft someone at that point? Because you're going to have to, at least in the draft, you're getting money. At least you don't have to pay the guy a lot, and you're a guy completely out of a ton of tight ends. This is out of, there's only about 5-6 good free agent tight ends that really would be an upgrade over Benjamin Watson, and these are 3 that I think would be. It's not like I just don't think he would be a lot over Ben Watson. To me, he does a lot of similar things, and he's younger, and he may make bonehead mistakes like this one. Looking here at the play design and the routes that these receivers are running, it's very simple. They're all clearing out for Jesse James. So basically, right, what we're going for, this receiver, he's going to run a go route. He's Juju Smith right here. He's going to run this go route. Sorry about not the straight line. We're going to have AB out here. He's going to run the straight line. And really, everyone's running go routes here. Your running back's going to block. And you're going to have Jesse James. He's your guy. And he's going to have to come out of the backfield and make a play here. When you're looking at this play here, you're going to have basically, he's going to blitz this guy right here. And what it's going to be is he's going to come up. So he's going to blitz this guy off the edge. He's going to blitz. And then what we're going to see is this safety here is going to step up into his spot, basically. And then this guy over here is going to come over here, and he's going to get Jesse James. But Jesse James, I mean, if you see here, it's going to be, if he, let's say he caught this ball like right here, right? He would have all this room to run through, and it would be a big gain. It would have been a really nice play, especially if their blocks hold, but it's just not because of this dropped pass. And it's good play recognition by Big Ben. It's not his fault. It's actually a really good play by Big Ben. But look, right here, if he's going to catch it, you're going to see, as I was showing you guys before, he's here, he's about to catch it, and he's going to have him, and he's going to block him, and he's going to just break it out. He'll go right through there, and he's gone. That could be a touchdown right there. Pardon for my bad arrow there, but that could be a touchdown unless this guy over here gets over there in time. So unless this guy gets over there in time, he's gone. And that's a play that may be haunting the Pittsburgh Steelers. They end up tying this game. It's the reason they didn't make the playoffs. You can go bring it back to this game. So that's a really bad play by Jesse James, bonehead play. And that's just going to say he needs help in just refining his game. I think that was the makeup of this play here. That's just what it showed. That's my conclusion. He needs more work. And the Saints don't really have time for him putting in a lot of work. I mean, if he gets better this offseason, great. Maybe he could be a great tight end. But the Saints don't have a time for him to take 2-3 years to really progress there. Looking at our second play, it's going to be against the Chiefs. And the Steelers are down. It's in the fourth quarter. They're going to need a score here. But this is a really good play by Jesse James. And I think we're going to see it. We're going to see his athleticism. We're going to see his playmaking ability. And we're going to see that yard after catch ability. So I'm going to let you guys watch the play, and then we're going to break it down. Yeah, that's a good play by Jesse James, and I think we should definitely see it from this angle because obviously a nice play by Big Ben because he gets out of the pocket here, but I mean, really good job by to have that recognition. To me, I think he's missing that, but to see that his quarterback was in trouble and move it upfield and use your athleticism, I think that he can do that, and I think that shows a lot about him. But when we are breaking this one down, we are going to see it's actually a really good job by Kansas City because it's a good scheme right here. So what's going to happen is we're going to have up here, it's going to be AB. He's up here, obviously star receiver. He's going to run this basically in route here, and they're going to play this like one-on-one, but then they're going to have these linebackers here in the middle. They're going to be basically just roaming around playing some zone, and it really helps against those short routes, as I've said in past film studies and plays. And here obviously helps because they're going to have AB, they're going to give him help on the in route. Then over here, he's going to run this out route. Obviously, you have your one-on-one, but then you also have your linebackers there. That's going to do nothing. But then the pressure gets there, so then Big Ben has to get out of the pocket. And looking on this side, it's not really that much here. You're going to have Juju on the outside. He's going to run this little like curl route, and then this player as well. He's going to run this nice curl route here. And when you're looking at it, the only one that really's got a chance on this play is going to be this one-on-one. It's going to be here, Jesse James, against 55 here. I believe that is Justin Houston. And when you're looking at it, he's really just running this flat route. It's really just this flat route. But he sees Big Ben's going to have to get out of the pocket, and he ends up running this wheel route, and it's a beautiful route. You have Houston here. He's going to follow them, but then he gets caught up here, and he loses him. And I think that's just a really nice play by Jesse James. And I said that recognition is a problem for him, but not always. This was obviously a play. There was a really good play, work in progress. He is a work in progress, but you see definitely where he could get better. And I don't think Jesse James is going to be a bad player. He could be a really good player in this league. 3 years down the road, 2 years down the road. Maybe even he makes a lot of strides, and next year he's really good. But he's an unknown, and I think what the Saints have to do is take as much unknowns out of the equation. We want stable, really good players. We want players like Jared Cook, and that's why Eifert's not on the top of my list either. I mean, if Eifert, if Jimmy Graham was out on the market, which it doesn't look like he's going to be, I would want him because he's pretty, a constant player, and if he's in the right system, he can do a lot of good things. Same with Jared Cook, But Eifert with the injuries, and now Jesse James, just a young player, it's very tough to sign these guys when you're all in for basically 1 year. You want known facts about players, and these guys are just unknowns. And it doesn't mean that they're going to be bad players, but they just are that unknowns. But when watching this play out, we do see just it's a good play, and then James loses him, and then he puts on the Jets, and then you see his speed because he's got a lot of speed, outruns 55. It's actually D Ford. My apologies. I said it was Justin Houston. And when you're looking at it, it's a really, really good play on both sides by Big Ben, but then also obviously a really good play by Jesse James. Watching that play out, look at that. It makes a catch in motion. We were saying he had trouble making catches. Well, that's going to debunk that because that's a really good catch. And then also he's able to run after catch, which we've known he was able to do. And I knew before the film study he's a good player after the catch. But when looking here, it's a really nice play. He makes a good catch, and this is the work in progress we're seeing. He can make some really big plays, and maybe he was underutilized a little. But looking at the film and looking at just his overall production stats and stuff, I just did not see enough from him. So when recapping these tight ends, I do think Jared Cook is the best, especially receiving, and also he's a really good blocker too. I didn't really show that, in the film study. But if you guys want to see more blocking film studies, definitely leave a comment, tweet us on Twitter, or comment on Instagram. And to me, if you also don't think that Jared Cook is the best, if you think Eifert's the best, or if you think Jesse James is really the best option for the Saints, or maybe even another tight end that we haven't mentioned like CJ Uzma, definitely comment down below. If you haven't followed us already and this is your first time watching us, listening to us, you can follow us on Twitter at the Who Dat Dis, on Instagram at Who Dat Discussion. We are now on Facebook, so like us. We are at the Who Dat Discussion on there. And then also you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And then we also have a podcast, so you could basically follow that and listen to that on any platform you listen to your podcast. So that goes for Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. We upload our podcast up to YouTube as well. Also, we're on Google Play, so a lot of great stuff. We're also on Castbox, there. So if you guys listen to your podcasts on there, we just got on there. So we're on a lot of different places, and I hope that you guys can definitely check us out and give us a listen. Doing a lot of off-season work now, and really just gearing up for the season, gearing up for free agency, gearing up for the draft, all that fun stuff. But looking at these tight ends, going back to it real quick, I just do think that the Saints definitely do need a tight end. These are my three. I think this is the three I would like to see the Saints get, because the other ones, they're kind of like Ben Watson, and not like Ben Watson, like Josh Hill, who we really already have. These tight ends are more like Ben Watson, so there for the mishap there. To me, I feel that when looking at it, Ben Watson, these tight ends are kind of like Ben Watson, but I think they're a little better. I think Jesse James up to Ben Watson's par. The other guys, I believe, are better than Ben Watson. And I think Jared Cook would be the best tight end we've had since that Jimmy Graham type player. So with all that said, I want to say thank you for listening or watching. Prove 'em right, and who dat?